Would a miscarriage be considered an abortion by God?
And anyone who gives you a great answer to that question is just probably full of bluster.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are good. Guys, today we're going to be reacting to abortion activists actually if a miscarriage is God's abortion. This is funny. It's funny to me because I don't know. I feel it's like, part of nature. But let's get right down to this, guys.
So, I understand that you are anti-abortion. I want to know, at what point do you consider a person to be a person?
Conception.
Okay. So then a follow-up question. Would a miscarriage be considered an abortion by God?
No.
Why?
No. Well, first of all, we don't question God's plans when it comes to life or death. Only He, the author of life, know the purpose. But it's an accidental death, yeah. I mean, it's a tragedy, but no, it was not an abortion by God. No.
So we don't question God's decisions, but we don't accept that He could kill.
No, you should question them.
Okay.
You could question them all you want. To wrestle with God is biblical, but to usurp Him is not. To wrestle with questions that are very difficult is totally understandable, especially people that have dealt with miscarriages. Okay. God is sovereign. God has a plan, and it doesn't comfort people. But I will say this, that it is tempting to dwell on the mysteries of life, of evil. Now, there's two types of evil. Evil that humans do, and evil that just happens for inexplicable reasons. Evil that humans do, I can understand. We are rotten to the core. For example, somebody says, Charlie, the Holocaust made me lose faith in God. I say, no, the Holocaust made me lose faith in humanity, not in God. Big difference. There's other types of evil, though. Natural disasters, hurricanes, tsunamis, earthquakes. Those are tough. We as religious people, miscarriages. We have to explain those, and I'm not the first person to get that question, and there's been an unbelievable amount of writing. However, the atheists or the secularists, they have a lot of explaining to do, because they got to explain everything else. They got to explain how that baby was formed in the first place. They have to explain DNA. They have to explain life, breath, our immune system, how we're able to communicate with one another. What I'm getting at is, and you're touching on something that is fundamentally one of the great mysteries of life. And the inexplicable, I think, tests the faith of the believing. And anyone who gives you a great answer to that question is just probably full of bluster. But does it question my faith? No, it actually makes me attach more to an almighty God that gave us existence and life and the universe. Thank you for your question. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So guys, when it comes down to this, I'm just going to put this out there. I'm going to state that God is the giver of life. And when we're talking about God, He is the one who created each and every one of us. And I believe He has a plan for everybody. Now, we human beings, we tend to plan our life. Let's take, for example, I would always use myself as an example. So let's say I plan that maybe at the end of this year, I should, maybe have bought a house or a car, or have done something what, or I should be somewhere. So now this is just a plan that I made, and as a human being, of course, I'm going to work towards that plan. But the truth is that God may have a different plan for you. Now, so many things happen in the lives of so many human beings, and they tend to question it. They tend to ask God, why did you do this? Why did you have to do this to me? Why can't you see what I'm going through? And sometimes it just feels like God isn't watching. Sometimes some people feel like, is this God even real? Because you may not understand, but trust me, a lot of people have gone through so many things that is actually heartbreaking. And then it's just a whole lot. It's just a whole lot for them. I mean, you could maybe lose someone, and then you're like, God, why did you have to take this person away? Why did you have to do this? Why did you have to do that? But then I feel like God knows what He's doing. He has a plan for us. I mean, they say every disappointment is a blessing, and believe me, it actually is. Let me give you a brief example. So way back I think about 2 years or 3 years ago, I learned how to bake. So I had an order and I had to bake this cake. I had to deliver it for my sister's classmate's girlfriend, yeah. And she was living not too far from us. So I already baked the cake. I already decorated the cake, and I had to go to print like her name that I'll paste on the cake. So I told my sisters to just watch the cake for me. Let me quickly go down to the market, print it, and get back. So when I came back, I realized that our last born was playing, and she already like smashed the decoration of the cake. And I was so pissed. Like, I couldn't even hit her. I was just pissed, angry, in tears, and I'm like, maybe if I didn't go to the market, this wouldn't have happened, or I should have just gone to the market and then done it before getting to her place. I was just thinking, so angry, and I was so angry. Like, when she comes to me to say she's sorry, I'll just say, get out, don't talk to me. Like, I was so pissed. I was really pissed. But then my dad came and he just told me that every disappointment is a blessing. I should forgive her, and just, I'm very creative. I should just think of something else to do. This was the design the person chose, and I already did it. And I didn't have enough materials to redo that design. So I just thought I had to do something else. And then I eventually used a different color, made a different design entirely. So when I went to cut the long story short, when I went to deliver the cake, the girl saw the cake and she was so happy. Like, she was so happy about like the whole design, the color. And then later in the evening, the boy that ordered the cake tested me and was like, I'm so happy you did that design, because initially the color he chose, she didn't like it. So she loved the color I used instead of what her boyfriend chose. And at the end of the day, I was so happy, and I realized that truly every disappointment is a blessing. So that's basically it. So I feel like God just has planned for, a lot of people. And when things don't go according to your plan, just don't blame people, don't blame God. Just let his will be done. I mean, when it comes to miscarriages, I mean, I know a lot of people that have had miscarriages for a long time. I know of a family friend, since she got married, like, their marriage is like, they've lived together. I can't really estimate it, but I believe it's more than 10 years. And every time she gets pregnant, she's always having miscarriage. Always, always. But like 4 years ago, she gave birth to a baby girl. I was super happy for her. And then I think like 2 years ago, she gave birth to another girl. And like, I'm sure that period she was like, what have I done wrong? What have I done that is so wrong in God's eye to always make me go through this pain? Because it's heartbreaking when you're praying for a child. I mean, people will keep talking. Maybe your family members will be like, why can't she give birth? She's evil, she's a witch, and things like that. So it's really hard, but still, I believe that God has a plan for everybody, and it is not his way of abortion like, miscarriage is not his way of abortion. That's simply the answer. But guys, the more you think about this, I know I said a lot, but in that a lot, there's a lot of sense in it. Please make sure to tell me what you think about this question. Please put it down in the comment section for all of us to read. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel. I love you guys.